everybody I'm talking to, it's like, dude, you need to have a couple mil liquid. You know, the recession and economy, and you don't know what's going to happen, et cetera. But even if you do want to make moves, if you get a 10% return on your $100,000 investment, it's 10 grand. You can have breakfast in Miami for 10 grand.
Exactly.
They might have this car and watch. It's like, but an opportunity comes up where it's now time to invest a couple $100,000 or $1 million, and you don't have it.
Exactly.
An opportunity that could have changed not only your life, but generations to come is now missed, because you can't just go out and liquidate everything you acquired right now. And even if you do, you know, maybe you're liquidating it at a half price. With most of these things people acquire, it's like they're typically not holding value.
No, exactly. Yeah, if you want to go get a 300 grand out of your Lambo, you're going to sell it for 200 just for the sake of getting the cash quick.
Correct. We're live. Another podcast.
Boom.
Cheers. So, forgive me if I seem tired. I just ate like 10 pounds of Middle Eastern food, Middle Eastern dessert prior to this. Plus, I sparred this morning too. So, I think that contributes to me feeling a little lethargic.
What kind of food? Well, I'm
Middle Eastern, Israeli. So, kebab. I've been eating kebab every Saturday, probably even twice a week. I've been eating a kebab. It's like lamb meat, little hummus, Israeli salad mixed in this pita bread, and then hummus. And then I have this kanafe. It's incredible. It wasn't good in Israel, but it was good. It's great here.
It's good here. It's better here, but not in
the
Israel.
Kanafe, yeah, everything there is phenomenal, but the kanafe here is better. Yeah, at the restaurant I go to. Where have you been eating? You've been eating Italian.
Bro, steaks.
Steaks,
yeah. Well, on the weekend.
The restaurant, yeah. I mean, on the weekend, yeah. I get
weekend, yeah. At home,
you're probably on the same play I'm on, the Cote. All week, all week long Cote.
Bro, they
steak
get
bowls.
They get the same exactly. They get the same order every single day at noon, because I won't eat till noon.
Yeah,
or 1 o'clock by the time it gets to my crib.
Yeah,
double Cote. I'd order 2 of them.
Yeah,
one for lunch, one for dinner. That's it.
Yeah,
professional,
easy, professional. Yeah. Let's go, dude. How many months are we into our partnership now?
That's a good question.
Was it July?
Middle of June I joined. July was first full month.
Yeah.
So July, August, September, October, November. We're in about 6 months now total.
Yeah, about 6 months total. Probably 5 full actual like active months that you've had everything. What's crazy is looking at the numbers is like you've done almost $4 million of production.
Yeah, total. Yeah, like 4
total.
Yeah,
it's like close to $4 million, which is insane. I would imagine. What's your best year ever?
I was just thinking that too. My best year ever. I left with a month left in the year, but projected I should have finished the year close to 3 million. Production for the year. So
in literally 5 months, in less than half the year, you've done
more.
I don't know what that'd be, close to like almost 25% or something.
Yeah, 33% more.
Yeah, so doing 33% more, probably the most amount of money I would imagine you generated as well in that time frame from the insurance space. What would you say is the biggest like common denominator? What's the biggest factor that like 10x'd everything?
So 2 things. One, I had the advantage of being in the broker space before.
Yeah,
that was huge. Because the carriers that we use were carriers I had used in the past. So I didn't have to take that extra full month of just learning products, learning carriers, all that. No, it was able to come in, bang, out the gate, write business. But the level of production each person was able to pump out was probably 3x what I was doing before. So the first brokerage, that production came from all final expense. Yeah. Which is not the ideal marketplace to be working. Yeah. Final expense is the
bottom of the barrel.
Low income being sold by low income people. Yeah. Like that's just a reality of it. And so when you're in that market, which is the only market that we sold at that first brokerage, the fact that we were even able to do 3 million was incredible in 2 years. Because that was my second full year. First full year we did like 1.5. Yeah, 1.5 mil. So the 2 biggest things were, one, I already had some knowledge of the broker space that I could just translate that to the people quickly. So the speed to that come up was a lot faster. But the amount of production each person was able to write has been huge, because we're not writing just final expense policies. Yeah. If you're writing IUL, if you're writing larger case whole life policies, poor in IULs, some people are writing annuities. Yeah. One individual person can average so much more production. Yeah. Right. Like for context, in the first brokerage I was in, because we didn't know any better, if somebody wrote 30,000 for the month, that was insane.
Yeah.
And for a lot of people in the insurance space, 30,000, 35,000 net's a big month.
Yeah.
Here, we have guys coming in their first month ever in the industry for 40,000, 50,000 in production.
Yeah.
So it's a completely different game. And yeah, so that was huge. The people coming in too have been a lot higher quality because at the first brokerage as well, same thing with the captive space. It was anybody with a pulse, throw them on the phones, right? The culture that you developed and now I've adopted for our own brokerages, if you don't have a certain level of competence, a certain bankroll, a certain experience level, whether it's in the insurance industry or in other sales industries, we're not even going to bat an eye at you.
Yeah.
Again, in turn, creating a lot more momentum for the people coming in because they're going to write more business out the gate. They're just more competent people. So when we look back at the numbers, it is crazy to think how much more production I've done in a short period of time than I have in my career. But it also makes sense, and I'm not that shocked by it because it's like the variables are just different. It's a better situation.
Yeah.
And I'm not even doing anything that different, right? I've definitely matured as a leader for sure. And you and I definitely had a similar start in the space where the leadership mentality was more of a, not suffocate, but you know what I'm saying? There's a lot more, how do you say it? Micromanagement mindset. Everything had to be done a certain way. If you're not doing it like this, reprimanded over people's shoulders, always watching what they're doing, which to a degree works.
With low quality people.
Exactly. With people who are willing to take that.
Yeah. When you have very competent people, they almost need like anti-management in the sense of
don't get in their way.
Yeah, here's the playbook, here's a recipe, here's guidance, here's some consulting in the sense of here's what's worked for me, here's where I lost money, and then giving them that kind of that guideline, that recipe, and then letting them kind of play from there. But getting in their way irritates them, and then it ends up ultimately costing them money, which then costs you money from the friction that you create.
Exactly. The worst thing you can do is take talented people and get in their way. It's a great story about Ford and the Ford Motor Company.
Yeah.
You know the story I'm about to talk about?
Yeah.
Exactly. Such a great way to articulate from a third person perspective what it looks like to destroy top level people.
Yeah.
So his ego was so big that anytime he would bring in high level leadership, push them away, get them to quit, push down their ideas, because he wanted everything to be about him.
Yeah.
The sooner that you can push yourself out of the spotlight and remove the ego of wanting to be, in the middle of the show, be the center of the show, and allow other quality people to come in and do what they do best, that's how people thrive.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of high quality people want. In a business, if you partner with somebody who's high level, the last thing they want is you to suffocate them and change what they've already done well, right? They're high quality because they've done well in the past. If you can just give them an environment where they feel confident they can operate how they want to operate without backlash, it's going to allow them to thrive. It might take them a little bit to find their footing in a new industry, right? If they're coming into life insurance for the first time, or if they're coming from a captive space to now the broker space, it's a transition. At the beginning, it might not be as explosive as they would like it to be, but if you let them develop their little system or what they got going on, crush it.
Yeah. No more mandatory meetings.
The best. That's the best.
Mandatory 4-hour meetings every single week. How can we motivate you more, inspire you more, and tell you about how Michael Jordan would sell life insurance?
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
That's huge too. As I've matured as a leader, it's important on an individual basis to motivate people when it makes sense and have those relationships and have those conversations of, listen, your mindset here is shot. Like you got to adjust this. You got to think of it like this and provide some of that motivation on an individual basis. But if you have to get onto a meeting 5 times a week for an hour just to fire up the whole sales organization so that they can go do something.
Yeah. You either have the wrong people or have the wrong business.
Exactly.
And a lot of these guys, it's both. They have the wrong business and the wrong people.
Exactly.
Especially when I look at the captive model. In the brokerage model, you shouldn't really run into hiccups. But when I'm looking at, somebody like yourself that comes in and quite literally 5X's everything in a sense of profit, money kept, revenue generated, I'm looking at all of these things you're saying, but I'm also looking at it analytically, like data of you more than likely had more leads than you guys probably as an operation have ever ran. You probably had a higher quality lead for you to even generate revenue that is interested in, hey, we want an IUL, or we want a larger case term policy, we want a larger case whole life policy, we're interested in annuity, retirement options, etc. Your typical final expense lead that's just being marketed to of like, hey, get $1 a day, you can get a life insurance policy that'll take care of your final expenses. Click the link below. You know what I mean? And that's where most of these companies are doing, whether it's the captive space, the brokerage space, like you said. The model is recruit broke people to sell broke people. Those people need jobs, and these people also deserve insurance. So it's not me, attacking them or making fun of them. It's just, it's a segment of the market that you don't want to deal loans with. Insurance is loaning money. It's advancing money. And when you start to loan people money that are not good with money, you start to create a lot of debt. And that's where you'll hear scary debt things on both sides. You'll hear the roll-up debt on the brokerage side, and then you'll hear the guys that'll say, I spent 10 years working at a company and have nothing to show for it. I think I'd rather pick the roll-up debt than 10 years of life gone. But that's a big thing that I see from you is like, you had way better leads. You have way more leads. And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is like, I was just talking to this girl I'm connecting you with right now that's, interested in joining your team. She was like, I'm tired of scamming these people. We're just upselling them something they're not interested in, or working leads that aren't interested in insurance. And I was like, another guy I was talking to as well was like, he's like, you're right. When you say the quality of life, because a lot of people out there, they look at it from the surface level. They say lead flow is cash flow. Completely agree. But if you have a bunch of broke people, and that's your sense of, we have a bunch of leads, that does not translate into cash flow. That translates into maybe a short-term reward, but a long-term nightmare of chargebacks, quality of life dipping because you're scraping your way out of these chargebacks and you're spending hours of your life you'll never get back talking to people that just really don't care about life to develop themselves or further themselves. So I think I'm more and more set on the lead quality is more important than the lead flow. I think I'd rather have one really great lead that's like, for sure, I know this guy's got $1 million. He's interested in the product. And now my job's just to go over the data and what makes sense, opposed to I got 1,000 homeless people and I hope to God one of them has $3.
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to do business that way. That's what I was just telling to the guys that we work with. The whole concept that we're building towards is increasing the general net worth of the person that we partner with. The average net worth of the person we partner with needs to continue to go up.
Yeah.
And the average net worth of the client that we do business with needs to continue to go up.
Yeah.
If we can do that across the board, across all products and everything that we do, everybody gets wealthier.
Yeah, everything gets better.
Exactly.
That's what I like seeing our numbers now. Is like, it's more of a flex when I look at our numbers and we're sub, 100 submitters and popping out, $2 million months. But now the goal is, how do we stay sub 100 submitters and get to $10 million months and build a $100 million business through 100 people? And that's our goal for next year. Is we don't want more people. I'm really happy with the people we have now and the quality of people we have, but how do we 10x the revenue? And it's not solving rockets. It's quite literally 10 times the leads because we have a good lead. And then it's 10 times the quality of the lead. And that's something cool that I'm seeing as well is we're starting to really crack down on even making our good lead even better. You know what I mean?
It's another big thing too that is a part of the value I've seen from the guys who have been around since the beginning that we're providing is even outside of the insurance space, we're money conscious.
Yeah.
Making money conscious, wealth conscious. I was talking about this on the podcast I just filmed the other day was when you look at how a lot of people market, especially on social media, the whole game plan is let me spend everything that I make to make it look like I'm making money, or at least making money but willing to spend it, to then try to grow the business that I'm in, right?
Yeah.
It's the complete opposite here because two things. Number one, you're not actually getting any wealth here by spending all the money that you make on things that aren't generating you new revenue.
Yeah.
So cars, even homes that you live in doesn't actually really make you any money back unless you just want to let the house appreciate over time. But like just spending your money in an attempt to grow your business is not intelligent.
Yeah.
Like all of it. No, you want to be in a position where, or you want to market in a way where you can preserve your wealth, but still get the point across that people are having success and making money.
Correct.
So what do? There's no come work with us, DM me, do this, that, and the third, spend money on marketing. No, it's here's the success. Here's the money that people are making. Right, I'm on the podcast because, again, another $77,000 a month last month.
Yeah, I quite literally, we tell each people all the time, and we remind one another, it's like, do not spend your money unless you have to. And even then, like I look at like, you know, where I would encourage people to invest would be leads, get in front of more humans, better humans first, and then more humans. And even prior to more leads is more referrals. Like you already have leads that are spending $1,000 a month. Their friends can spend $1,000 a month.
Right.
Talk to their friends, get their friends. And then at that point of, you know, finding that balance between your gold mine going dry, re-up, you know, fresh leads. But other than that, like I live below your means, especially if you're watching this. And I feel like for me, the number in my head is probably $2 or $3 million liquid. You know what I mean? Try to get to $2-3 million liquid. And maybe I'm wrong about this, but the people that I'm looking up to that are very, very wealthy and far more wealthier than your guy that just goes out and flexes the Lambo and the watch, you know, the guy out there that's got the jet money. Everybody I'm talking to, it's like, dude, you need to have a couple mil liquid, you know, the recession and economy, and you don't know what's going to happen, et cetera. But even if you do want to make moves, if you get a 10% return on your $100,000 investment, it's 10 grand. You can have breakfast in Miami for 10 grand.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Easily gone.
So like, you know what I mean? Like I need 10% on 10 mil. And, you know, I know that could be a clip and it sounds good, whatever, but like the number one priority should be saving money.
Absolutely.
I
agree 1,000%.
You should be saving money.
I'm in the same mindset as you. I would rather be cash heavy and liquid so that when opportunities present themselves, I can actually take advantage of that opportunity too.
Correct.
People who stay completely cash poor, when an opportunity arises, you now don't have the time to go ahead and accumulate that cash again to be able to get in. Like what happens if you just meet somebody in Miami through a connection, all of a sudden a real estate deal comes up and they say, you know what, Tristan, Priamo, we'll give you a chance to get in on this.
Or they got like
half a mil.
They got like 100 Bitcoins they want to give to me for like 100 grand.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Right. Yeah. You never know. It's Miami, bro.
You know what I mean? You never know. You know what I mean? It's like a lot of these guys out there, they might have this car and watch. It's like, but an opportunity comes up where it's now time to invest a couple $100,000 or $1 million and you don't have it.
Exactly.
An opportunity that could have changed not only your life, but generations to come is now missed because you can't just go out and liquidate everything you've acquired right now. And even if you do, you know, maybe you're liquidating it at a half price with most of these things people acquire. It's like they're typically not holding value.
No, exactly. Yeah, if you want to go get a 300 grand out of your Lambo, you're going to sell it for 200 just for the sake of getting the cash quick.
Correct.
And so yeah, again, it doesn't make sense. So that's why I always have been somebody who stays cash liquid. Certainly have my investments that are relatively liquid too.
Yeah.
Just in crypto and in the markets, but I've never understood just having no cash.
Yeah.
It's not smart. I'm old school Italian is always the same thing. Zero, never take a loan out, all cash, etc. Of course you can, there are guys who are smart and they do loans to be able to do this, that, and the third. I get it. I'm just like cash.
Yeah. And at least for now, you know what I mean? Like maybe time will come where it's like, maybe we need a mega loan. We want to do, some type of massive investment, but I think a lot of people underestimate the power of just accumulating cash and doing business in cash. And I think I like that about Galley and the Israeli culture. You know what I mean? The Jews, where it's man, like smart. Cash, straight cash, disgusted with debt. When we were over there, they're like, debt? It's like, yeah, you guys haven't heard of debt? Like, debt is disgusting. You know what I mean? Disgusted with debt and loans. Obviously in a flattering way. But
and there's a reason
in
for
my
that.
mind,
There's a reason for that because they know it's bad.
Yeah,
it's bad.
Yeah.
That's why I don't use credit cards.
Yeah.
I don't everything is cash. And the other thing with using cash too is it's different if you're talking about properties. I understand getting a loan at 2-3%. That makes sense. I'm not talking about buying real estate. I'm talking about just regular daily spending. The reason I also love using cash is because it forces me to have a more personal relationship with that money that's leaving my account.
Yes.
If it's on a credit card, everybody says, I can do credit cards and I'll pay it all back on the statement when it's done. It's like 1% of people are actually that disciplined.
Yeah.
When you're swiping a credit card and you don't see that immediate...
You disassociate with the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's a marketing trick that now with the Apple iPhone, when you double click on the side of the phone, the easier they can make it for you to get rid of money, the easier that you're going to spend it.
Correct.
So just even for me, when I got off of credit cards a couple years ago, that was a huge point for me where I noticed my spending went way down.
Yeah.
Way down. Because now it was no longer me short-term loan. And it's not, this is coming out of my checking account. I hate that. Yeah. All right, spend less. It's a great way to do it. That's why I also love spending time with some of my Jewish friends because, as you said, with Gali, their relationship with money is very, very intelligent, right?
Yeah.
And so I've learned a lot of things through understanding how they deal with money that have given me the opportunity to accumulate the type of money I have by implementing some of the things they've taught me.
Yeah.
And it's important to learn those sorts of things. Every culture has different things that they're good at. That's something to take away from them.
Yeah, the Jewish community is definitely good at money.
They're decent, brother. They're decent
with the money.
I mean, yeah, it's incredible, and I admire that. That's why I try to learn. It's like ask questions, learn about it. What do they do different that other people don't do? Yeah. Give you a great example of my friend. He's up in, well, I guess I won't say where he's at, but my buddy, I was hanging out with him the other day. He told me something very interesting too, where the relationship with interest and how they won't charge each other interest, right? That are the religious Jews. He said that when he would go to the casinos and he goes to play poker at the casinos, if he sees any other Jewish person with a yarmulke on, he's not allowed to sit down at that table and play with that person. Like they can't even take money from each other in a way that could be considered interest or gambling, anything like that.
Wow.
So that respect for
respect to the game
exactly is powerful because when you have that type of discipline with money, like money's just like everything else. You have to have a discipline with it. If you're not disciplined and understand how it works, you're not going to be good at making it and keeping it.
Yeah.
So you got to have laws, rules that you abide by when it comes to money.
Yeah, 1,000%. What are you most excited about for next year? Obviously, the 5 months that you were with us for this year, I would imagine it was got to be close to $500,000 that you cleared in 5 months, 6 months, right? Beauty. So I would imagine next year will be 7 figures. First year, 7 figures out of the insurance space, which will be incredible. And my vision is through the partnership that you're going to be able to generate $10 million of income and revenue. So I think it's going to be doable, and I'm very excited for what's to come. As I asked you, what do you see next year, and I answered it for you.
Right,
but
definitely 7 figures. Yeah,
yeah.
In my head, it's got to be like my number is 2 million.
Yeah,
2 million profit.
Yeah.
If we keep growing at the way that we're growing, because I'm already like at about like averaging out, let's say over 6 months, probably about $1 million.
Yeah.
So I don't see any reason I can't clear 2.
Correct.
That's got to be the mindset.
Correct.
2 million next year. Make sure at least one other guy in our brokerage makes $1 million that I'm partnered with. So there's a couple guys that come to mind that I know that they can clear $1 million next year.
Yeah.
So I know if I can help them clear $1 million, I should get close to 2.
Correct.
So that's the goal. And then and that's the other big thing too with the income is once these guys start clearing 7 figures, the partnerships are only going to continue to ramp up and get bigger. The money's the best marketing. Yeah. Right. As long as people are making huge cash, you don't have to worry about anything else.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about anything. That's aside from the rats coming to get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they want to come get their Yeah. Exactly.
That's about it.
Exactly, which I'm prepared for that. Yeah. I'm excited for that. Yeah, I like that little bit of warfare.
Yeah, exactly. We like a little bit of it, but in my older age now, I try to stay in the shadows. Yeah. I'm going Batman mode. When I got to come out,
right, we'll fight.
Wish I didn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, this is dope. So, is there anything else you want to add before we wrap up?
No, that's pretty much it. I'm just blessed. Excited for the gentleman that we're working with. I know Nick's going to have a huge next year.
He comes down the 27th.
Yeah, he's coming down. They're bringing the whole crew.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
We're going to have to hit an Italian spot.
For sure. So Nick's coming down, T-Sean, the whole crew. I gotta let him know. Vinny tried to not come down. I hit him up. I said,
you got to come. Yeah, you got to come.
So Big Vin's coming, T-Sean.
Let me know what you guys do. Maybe me and Gali will pop in. We don't want to interrupt with your plans, but we'll pop in.
For sure.
Get some pastrami or however you guys call it, bruschetta.
Right.
How do the Italians call it?
Bruschetta.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Bruschetta.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Okay, well, guys, another podcast here with one of Equity Insurance partners, Priamo, business owner and operator of Octavian. So where can people find you?
At Priamo on Instagram. That's gonna be the big one. Correct. On YouTube, it should be at Properly Paid.
Properly Paid.
Yes.
Awesome. Let's go. Peace out.
Boom.